Yo! Hey team, Cycle 7, Sunday, week 2. I shan't be doing this as I'm delivering a whiteboard chat to a group. I normally would do that, as you're well aware. I'm just going to give you this information and let you take it to the whiteboard how you like. Because it's just some information to keep a hold of and know within ourselves. The group don't need to know, we don't need to bore them with it. And so some of the stuff I say might sound pretty harsh, and we wouldn't come out to a group and say it. I'm not going to say it in so many certain terms anyway. It's just to help us deliver the session for coaching, really. So here we are. We've done this before, we did it week 1. 8 offset good mornings each leg. Thank you. We should know all the little details and technicalities behind that, the positioning, where to feel the pressure, yada yada. We should have all that. 90 hip cars, shin box and tripod overhead. Obviously it's slightly more complex than what's going on here, so probably going to have to get on the floor and make sure people are going in the right place and doing the right things before we actually start the sets. Absolutely fine. And then this, 8 minutes of nasty shit bag intensity. Okay, well this might take us 15-20 minutes to get through, and that's 8 minutes. We've got a whole hour to play with. Yes, we have. Under no circumstance will I put in more stuff to fill time. Everything's going to need a reason, and the reason is generally there to help improve someone's health, fitness, progress their performance, and time filling tends not to do that for someone. So if there's not an actual reason for stuff to be in, it's not going in. So I'm not going to chuck stuff in there. All of this has a reason, makes sense, there's a why. So anyway, there's that. Secondly, it's an accessory cycle, so all this kind of spare time we've got available to us in today's session, we can use to lighten the mood a little bit, because accessory sessions day in, day out, where we're being really nitpicky and go, oh, that knee needs to be a little bit more to the right, and that shoulder should be an inch further away from your ear, and that palm could be half a degree to the left, and day in, day out, those little nitpicky meh, which is incredibly valuable, but you know what it's like, right? Day in, day out, and someone's going, just, alright, chill mate, lighten the mood, we're here, let's have fun, let's have a nice time, we're training, we're blessed to be able to do this and express our fitness in all these weird and wonderful ways, let's have a day off. So we're going to have some fun and games in the warm-up before we go through these, keep it all groovy, just make people smile. Also, we'd like to have some time to visit the hip car, and I hope that you can kind of see me sat down here. I'm not really sure where the camera's pointing, but anyway, you know what? I've not been up and down the country watching Delta sessions, so I don't know. But from my own experience over the years and where I coach and stuff like that, you get people to do these, and they go, "I'm doing 90 hip cars. Yeah, that's them. Yeah, they're really easy." They go, okay, well you look like you're doing them, but we're not really doing them. So we want to take quite a lot of time for you to get in, and if needs be, put little blockers on the back of your hand onto people's knees and get them in the right place. Because we know there's a very different thing between throwing your legs from left to right, actively pushing this knee into the floor, as we're actively opening this one up and away. So they're going in 2 different directions. One need to go that way, and one need to go that way. And most of the people that you tend to see, unless they're, if you leave them to their own devices, that won't happen. They'll just go window wipers, left and right. So create that space, get in there, hold the position, hold. Keep pushing this knee down. Like I say, back of the hand into the knee, push their knee down if they have to, and open that one up. Got cramp. They're good, hold that cramp, leave it there, keep it squeezing. Now, and only now, you've got the biggest gap in here that you can start to shift the weight and transition over. But just because we're shifting the weight and transitioning over doesn't mean that this gap is closing. We're still pushing this knee that way and that one that way. We roll through. It hurts in here. Good. Tension, please. Feel it. Make a difference. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And your window wiper hip cars are definitely not challenging you. So, I want to take some time in that. Why is that so hard? About breath. Take some time in there to make sure people are feeling that. Really, rather than just going. Because believe it or not, it's a strengthening exercise. Yes, it's a mobility drill, but mobility is a mixture of strength and flexibility. If you have the 2 together, you create mobility. If you have all flexibility, no strength, you're going to struggle for mobility. If you have all strength, no flexibility, you're going to struggle for mobility. So it's a combination of 2, strength stretch. Anyway, that's another rant. Where are we going now? Oh yes, we're also going to need time to build up to this. So we can't just take these, what I may have previously described as warm-up exercises, into bang, absolutely vomit-inducing, disgusting intensity for 8 minutes. Two reasons. One is that people would probably be sick quite early on. The second one is that we're not going to give people the opportunity to reach their potential of what they can actually do in this workout if we don't build them through the relevant pathways to get there. That's what we're going to do. This might be a little bit confusing, but it's absolutely open to your interpretation of it. The gist of it is that we want to gently take people, we want to take people into this intensity for short duration, short periods of time, 5, 6, 7 seconds, take them into this intensity, bring them back out, let them recover. Take them back in again, bring them back out, let them recover. Every time you take them out and let them recover, you let them recover for a little less. It's a shorter time to recover. You take them back in, 5, 6, 7 seconds, take them back out, straight back in, and hit them. So that we don't have a heart rate that's gone from 0 to right up 90%, just in the space of like 30 seconds or whatever. So for example, I might sit someone on the assault bike, go, okay, move. In a minute I'm going to say go, and I want you to do it really, really hard for 5 seconds. Okay, go. Cool, step off the bike, go into your shuttle runs, but use that as a recovery. Might give them 1 minute of recovery in their shuttle run. Cool, if you jump back onto the bike, as soon as you get back on the bike, I want your 5 seconds effort, okay? Yeah, cool, on the bike. Come on, start jogging, relax the jog, okay. How long have I got recovery this time? It was a minute last time, I've got a minute, mate, I haven't got a minute, I've got 40 seconds. Okay. Back on the bike, no, not back on the bike, I'm going to ask you to give me 3 sprint lengths on your shuttle, fast. Okay. 1, 2, 3, recover on the bike, recover on the bike. How long for? 30 seconds. So you can see the recovery's getting shorter, we've taken them into intensity back out, and if we do that 5, 6 rounds maybe, then we should be ready to hit this. There'll be a rest in between that. So once you've done that progression into an intense workout, probably give people 3-4 minutes rest. Talk them through it, set the clock, and try and kind of work them up, motivate them to hit this quite hard. So we've got quite a lot to achieve. What looks like 2 really short pieces for an hour, we've now got to fit in some fun and games. We've got to fit in the bullying of people in this. We need to fit in building into intensity before we start this workout. So we've got a lot going on. So there's exceptions to the rule. If you've got people that, they're just anxious to be there, because that's quite a common thing. People coming back from injuries or from illness. People that are lacking sleep, they've eaten poorly, just whatever. People that you just do not need 8 minutes of nasty intensity, then manage them a little bit. But all being well, anyone else generally comes in, we're going to try and just be a little bit more spiky about how we treat this. So we're going to add your bike calories to your shuttle runs. Every run, not there and back, every run there is a rep. When you run back, that's another rep. We're going to add your bike calories to your shuttle runs and give you a total score. And we are looking for a big total score. So we're going to push you. And in your last kind of 15 seconds of work, if you really hang, going to be there and in your face, asking you to put more. Don't back down. You've got to be brave. It's only 10 seconds. Why can't you give me 10 seconds? Pick it up. You're too slow. Pick it up. And just bully people a little bit. Depending on who they are, they're not too vulnerable. And the reason being, right, is because this workout, we want 8 minutes of pure, solid work intensity. Because we did a test that was an 8-minute AMRAP. And that started with 25 back squat buy-in, and it took us through wall balls, it took us through double unders and hand release push-ups. 25 back squats, it's what's reasonably heavy weight we have on the bar. Wall balls, double unders, 8 minutes worth. That's pretty gassy, that's quite intense. We can get a lot of work done in that time. However, it's not the most work we can get done in that time because of the skill element of the skipping, or the double unders, can slow us down, especially if we're tripping over the rope, and the skill element of the wall ball. And you can argue it's not that complicated. It's not, no, but there's an element of accuracy, and there's certainly an element of timing if you're stringing reps together and getting the squeeze before the release. So there's skill elements in the wall ball as well. Let's look at muscular endurance, the hand release push-ups. If you're starting to get tired through the pressing movement, and you're going to have to break those reps up, it's going to slow us down. So we've lost a little bit of work and intensity on the skipping, we've lost a little bit on the wall balls, we've lost a little bit on the push-ups. So that 8 minutes of intensity in the test is just a little bit less than what we would expect. There's nothing here, there's no skill element here to hold us back. It's two very, very simple monostructural movements, one foot in front of the other, repeat, 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 repeat. It's like that metronome thing, just repeat, repeat, repeat. Uncomplex, uninteresting, low skill, but you can get a shitload of work done, just doing. Same with bike, same with a run. So if there's nothing holding us back, then we can push hard, we can really push hard, and then change the movement, subtly change the movement, and push hard again, push hard. The only thing that can slow you down is your mind or fatigue. Lactic acid build-up is going to slow us down, and we'll expect that. So overall here, we're going to get more intensity for the same amount of time that we do in our test. The same amount of time, they're both 8 minutes. This is more intensity than the test because of its simplistic nature. So when you then go back to do that retest, you're going to feel more fresh because you haven't hit the intensity levels you've hit here. And you're going, oh, this actually feels quite nice, and we should then perform better, get a better score. Mentally we'll be tougher and stronger as well because we know we've gone through this already. It's only week 2. Only week 2. Looking back at the programme now, in hindsight, I think maybe I could have put this on a little bit further down the way, but hey, it's in there now, so we make the best of it. And that's it, that's all I've got. Just be a little bit aware of who's in the room when you're building up to your intensity. When you're building up, it's that second bit of warm-up before you go into this. You're going to have to manage individuals. If you've got a deconditioned individual and someone quite fit, what gets someone quite fit ready for this workout can destroy someone who's deconditioned, and they won't be ready for this workout, they'll probably have to sit down. So give people RPEs to work with and such like that when you're building into this. What looks like probably one of the most simple workouts that we've probably had in the entire programme is an alternating EMOM of bike and running. Looks simple, like how can you not whiteboard chat that? It's actually probably one of the more complex things to deal with, which is why I wanted to do the video like this, rather than, hey, here's a WOD chat. Because you don't need to give everybody all this information. You can make it really simple. Say, hey, we're going to go through this. Cool, yeah, we'll go, not sure, you weren't here last week, cool, we'll go through them on the floor. Then you don't have to tell them you're going to go in and bully them, you can just go in and do it. And with this, well, your job is simply to hype people up and get them to push hard, because we kind of want them uncomfortable for 7 out of those 8 minutes. The first minute's going to feel nice, 7 out of the 8 minutes, you feel like utter shit. Cool, good chat.